In the chaos of the game, they break it down. Talking trash, cracking jokes, they own this town. PGN podcast, they're on the prowl. Sports and nonsense, there wears a crown. PGN podcast, oh, you can't look away. Stats and laughs, yeah, they save your day. From the field to the mic, they always slay. PGN podcast, here now.
What up, what up, what up, PGN Podcast. We're in the fucking building, episode 136. No Zaza in the building today. He's in New York handling some things, I guess. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he
out
has
there.
some events that he's going to, so you might see some content on that. You might see some content on that later this week. So that's all we can tell you.
Is he going to that the anime con or what put this out there?
Yeah. Well, he gave it away, so yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I saw mad people there yesterday, so I'm assuming that's what he was at. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's right, because he does the anime podcast too. So
Yeah. St. Zai, he's
But
all
those
over. Man.
guys-
He has an anime pod. He has a Star Wars pod. He has this one, obviously. So St. Zai, he's doing a
Wrestling.
lot. So
the wrestling one.
yeah, cultural wrestling. I found that they're going to be taping later today. So check that out.
Yeah,
That'll be on
yeah,
St. Za's Twitter and IG. So check that out if you guys want to watch, listen to some pro wrestling talk later on today.
Word. But yeah, Ben. Get to our week. I guess nothing happened in my week. Same thing with you.
Yeah, same thing,
Nothing.
pretty much.
It wasn't a Yankee game on Friday, but nothing crazy. It was cool. I got a little sick on Friday, but I still fucking went and champed it out. But that's about it. Nothing crazy.
Something's going on right now. People getting sick. Like another
Yeah.
friend of mine said she's sick too. So I don't know what's going on.
Nah, I think it was something with the food, man. I ate at fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, and I don't know, bro. Shit fucked me up bad, big time. I was throwing up and everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well,
thing with
like all these food recalls and stuff, so you just gotta be careful.
Yeah. That's another thing, man. Trump fucking did a budget cut in the food fucking industry, like checking inspections on the food.
Regulations.
So now you got now you got all these recalls now.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You would think like all these budget cuts, he makes it no big deal, but that shit fucking big deal, bro. He's one of those people. He's a Republican. I know business owners like that. I have bosses like that they fucking cut certain shit, and it's like, dude, we need that. But like, oh, it's saving me $20 a week though. Like, all right, bro, whatever, dude. So whatever. All right, let's get into this podcast.
All right. So since the NFL season's starting to come up soon, we're gonna be doing some previews for each conference. This week we're gonna do the AFC. Next week we're gonna do the NFC. So what we're gonna do is just we're gonna talk about what we're going to look for certain teams within the AFC, and then we'll just bounce off, and then whatever ancillary thoughts that we have about the AFC in general, we'll talk about it as well. I guess I'll start first. I think the team I'm looking to see is the Houston Texans. Obviously they've been the top team in the AFC South the last couple of years. They made it to the division round the last couple of years, but they haven't gotten through. And really, at that game against the Patriots last season, you saw in the broadcast, Troy Aikman said, "Hey, C.J. Stroud, I don't know, because he played real poorly in that game. I think he had 4 interceptions or 4 turnovers or something like to that effect."
Yeah.
So, really, if you look at the Texans, they had a defense that was capable of winning the Super Bowl, in my opinion. With Derek Anderson, with Derek Stingley Jr. So they're a very talented team. They, especially on offense, they traded from for this the Lions. So the Texans, in my opinion, the questions are, well, can CJ Stroud take that step? With offensive line, that's a bit of an issue. That's tough, but we'll see. I mean, that's the question. And in week 1, they have the Bills. They're at home against the Bills. That's a big game for both teams. That's a big game. That could be conference seeding and all that stuff. So that's a real big first game, and we'll see if the Texans are ready to take that next step right away in that week 1 matchup. So Texans they're the team to watch for me. Scumbag, do you have any response to that? And do you have a team to watch as well in the AFC?
Yeah, I think what they're going to try and do now with the Texans is they just got David Montgomery. So they're starting to probably lean more on their defense. Like, listen, we're not going to have CJ Stroud throw the ball fucking 30 times. They're going to try and run it. Supposedly, Woody Marks, their rookie from last year who played decent, he's going to have, he did great against the Steelers in the playoffs last year. Not so much against the Patriots, but they have a 1-2 punch there that they're going to try and run the ball. So just if you have fantasy, don't try and get a lot of pass catchers out from the fucking Texas unless you have Nico Collins, because they're gonna minimize the throwing. They're gonna keep it they're gonna keep the games close. They're gonna try and have their defense win them the games, which is a good formula because the defense is actually really really good.
It is, yeah.
I just don't know that once you get in the playoffs and you're facing these top offensive teams, that's going to be the hard part because they're going to find a way to score. The Bills are going to find a way to score. They're going to find a way to put up 24, 30 points. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think. Patriots was a little tough last year. They had a top offense, but they stepped up this year with A.J. Brown, getting him. He's been looking dominant. Too. Yeah, Dobbs is good too. But A.J. Brown's been the talk of the camp. He's been killing it in camp. He's been killing it in this joint practices. So that's somebody they can lean on, and they can probably put up more points. Bo Nix and the Broncos, they put up points. They just got Jalen Waddle. Cortland Sutton's a good wide receiver. They I think they got do they still have Evan Ingram? I don't know if they still do.
They might.
Yeah, then they got another pass catching tight end to go with him. I think they got Noah Fant or some shit like that. They got a 3 running back team, so R.J. Harvey's good. J.K. Dobbins can't stay healthy, but when he plays, he's good. You have hold on. Oh, Saints, I was in here. You have Jonah Coleman, the rookie running back. He's been running really good. You've seen in the preseason. So I mean, the Texans, they're definitely going to be there, but we're in an offensive league, man. If your offense ain't putting up at least 20 plus, you're in trouble. So we'll see how the Texans end up. But I don't know. I would say my team to watch is probably not a big deal, but it'll probably be the Broncos just because I think that they're the favorite. Me personally, I think they're the most complete team. I think the Bills have a good team, but I think their defense isn't as good as the Broncos' defense, so they're not as balanced as the Broncos
they have
are.
a new defense coordinator, Jim Leonard, so we'll see how they adjust to him. So that's a question too, and the new coach. So
yes, yeah. But the coach is definitely going to help the offense because he's been there, running the offense for years. So their offense will still be good. They just got DJ Moore. He's a number 1 receiver that they need, even though they're still gonna pepper the ball around. That's how Josh Allen is. He's not gonna stick on one receiver. But DJ Moore does give you that guy that if you need a play, he's gonna get you that play. James Cook's turning into a top 5 running back in the league right now. So the offense is going to be there. I don't know if their defense will be. Patriots, they just got A.J. Brown, but their O-line is a question mark. Their running game is a question mark because Stevenson is good, Ramondre is good, but is he really that good? I don't know. And then Travion Henderson, can he get playing time? He's explosive, but they said he can't run block. And their O-line sucks as it is.
In the playoffs,
Yeah, so their O-line sucks as it is, so they need as much protection as they need. So they lose that kind of explosive run game with him on the bench. So, and their defense is good. I don't know if it's great, but they're good. But yeah, Bo Nix, if he don't get hurt last year, they probably go to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they beat the Seahawks, but, and I know a lot of people don't like Sean Payton for his coaching style, but he's proven winner. You know what I'm saying? He wins. He's a Super Bowl winner. I guess he needed someone like Bo Nix because he's barking on Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson's kind of just staying quiet, and Bo Nix is not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, some people are like that. Like, probably the best example of that was Phil Simms and Bill Parcells, and Sean Payton's from the Bill Parcells coaching tree. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just need that. You need that quarterback to be like, fuck that, blah, blah. And sometimes, as a coach, you want your quarterback to be that fiery because you need him to run. As a team you're building, and you want your quarterback to be the face of the team. So you want him to be as fiery. So I think that's a good match. I know last year Bo Nix had some accuracy problems. His rookie year, he kind of just blew up. Second year, more accuracy problems. But they came back a lot last year. That was one of their things last year. The fourth quarter, they had a lot of comebacks, and Bo Nix was lights out in the fourth quarter a lot.
Yeah, you were there for one of them.
Yeah, we were one. I was there for one of them, so it sucked. But that's been the MO last year. This year, they're probably going to be more solidified because Sean Payton does want more of a ground game. If you look at his other teams and the Saints especially, his ground game set up the air. I know Drew Brees threw a lot, and Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer, but it was really the running game that opened up the passing lanes for Drew Brees. And it's just unfortunate that J.K. Dobbins can't stay healthy because he runs great for them. And when he's healthy, he ran great for the Ravens.
Yeah, he's pretty solid, but just can't stay healthy.
He just can't stay healthy. So hopefully, they like Jonah Coleman. He ran great, and I think their first preseason game, he got like 2 big runs, and they just sat him down. Like, okay, sit him down. We're not trying to get him hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's a guy that they're gonna hopefully he steps up if J.K. Dobbins gets hurt, and their running game can stay good. But yeah, I think they could. I think they're the favorites. I know I have one of my best friends is a Bronco fan, and he's like, I don't know, Bo Nix kind of da. But I think that they stay healthy, they could go. But
they do play in a tough division. That's one thing you can say about them. They do play in a tough division.
Raiders look better.
We'll see if Mahomes is healthy, and the Chargers, another bad O-line injury with their center, but they're still a formidable team as well. So it's not gonna be easy in the AFC West for them. And the Raiders should be a little better.
The Raiders should be a lot better. They look a lot better in the preseason. Only thing with the Raiders is that they don't have much of a receiving core. But Clint Kubiak is a good offensive mind. I think he'll figure it out. He runs a lot of double tight end sets. Probably the most the Seahawks ran last year with double tight end. So he has Ashton Genty. He's gonna run the ball a lot. Mm-hmm. He has the rookie that they got, Washington. He's looking great in the preseason, so he might mix in. They run double tight end sets. We know Brock Bowers is a beast, and Mayer, he was a top tight end prospect when they drafted him. So if he's in the lineup a lot more, in double tight end sets, maybe he could be formidable. So they'll be a lot better, and their defense looks like they'll be a little better. I don't know if they'll be a lot better, but they'll be formidable at least. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough division. Chargers, we just don't know if we believe in Justin Herbert, but with Mike McDaniel there, they should be a lot better on offense, like a lot better.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of weapons, bro. They have a lot of weapons. They have like 3 tight ends. They got 3 running backs with Keaton Mitchell, Vidal, and Omarion Hampton. They got 3-4 receivers. They got Quentin Johnson, Ladd McConkey, Trey Harris, and training camp has been slaughtering it. So, hey, man, they can make noise, but I think it relies on Justin Herbert because I think he's been the one that's been screwing them up in the playoffs, honestly. But yeah, if he could step up, that'll be great. We know Mahomes, but they didn't really step their game up with the offense. Rashid Rice, he's still good, but Travis Kelce's old.
You just don't know what happened in terms of all his field stuff.
I know they had Kenneth Walker, but they're not really a run team. But they're going to give him, 300 touches, which I'm worried about because they didn't give him the rock like that in Seattle because he's injury prone. So they really ran Zach Charbonnet. And Kenneth Walker really got the ball a lot when Charbonnet got hurt. And he stayed healthy in the playoffs, so that's a good thing. But really, the workhorse in Seattle was Charbonnet. So can Kenneth Walker stay healthy as being the workhorse? We will see. But give him a big contract, see what he does. But Patrick Mahomes, he's won a Super Bowl with no receiving core before. So we'll see. But they're saying Cyrus Allen, the rookie, he's had an awesome training camp, they're saying. They're saying he's been slaughtering it. So hopefully he can step up. And, but when you have Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, you should be formidable. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs and be good there, but they'll definitely be a good team.
The question I have for them is their secondary, because they revamped their secondary. The first round pick was a safety, so we'll see how that plays out.
And they lost a lot of secondary. I think the Rams signed like 2 of them. I think they got 2 of their quarterbacks, some shit like that. I don't know. I think the Broncos are the favorite to me. I think Ravens take a step back with their coaching staff mostly. And Jaguars, we'll see what the Jaguars could do. Their defense has gotten a lot better. I heard their run defense is like very, very good. They were good last year, and they're saying in training camp like their offense can't run the ball against them, and they're saying something that their offense is doing, the same something that the defense is doing. So they'll be formidable. And the second-year coach, Liam Cohen, he's just been a good offensive mind. And they got a great offensive weapons, Bashir Tootin, he's supposed to take a step up. They love Chris Rodriguez. He's gonna mix in their run game. They got fucking like 3-4 receivers. Supposedly Parker Washington in training camp has been an animal.
Yeah, that's why when Travis Hunter says he wants to still play 2 ways, I'm like, I don't know, man. Looks like he might have to be mostly a corner, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's gonna be mostly a corner. They're gonna mix him in receiver, because you got 3 receivers. You got fucking Brian Thomas Jr., you got Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington. They said that he's like light years right now in the training camp. Like, he's a fucking animal. Brenton Strange is a good tight end too. So Travis Hunter will be the odd man out, but I think that'll hurt Brian Thomas more, because they're gonna probably take out Brian Thomas, put in Travis Hunter some plays, and see what he could do. Because Travis Hunter as a receiver, if you look at his route tree, he wins a lot. He wins in man coverage, he wins in zone coverage. If it's a jump ball, he can come down with it. So he's a playmaker. He's gonna mix in. So their offense is good. We'll see how they finish. But yeah. So we'll see how the AFC pans out. But also the NFC might be the stronger conference this year. But yeah, we'll see how it pans out.
Now, I do want to say something that St. Zah had in one of his posts this week about Joe Burrow. Had comments about how this is it. Super Bowl bust, basically. That's what he said. He's tired of, not making the playoffs and not winning the Super Bowl. So I think the pressure is on the Bengals. It seems like Burrow, he's kind of making noises about, hey, I'm not trying to stay here if we're not going to win. So I think the Bengals are another team to watch for that reason alone. It's
definitely.
Hey,
yeah. I forgot about the Bengals. That's a good team to bring up. Just their defense sucks, man. The defense just sucks, man. The offense is gonna be, come on, man.
I remember last week about Dexter Lawrence. You're like, Dexter Lawrence,
No, I mean, no. The defense is just bad. It's a passing league, man. The secondary ain't good. You're not really gonna get really much.
Even when they were good, even when they were making their playoff runs, their secondary was a bit of an issue. So
yeah, but when they went to the Super Bowl, their defense was decent. So your defense just has to be decent, and they could go far because, man, listen, they got weapons, bro. Their O-line got a lot better. Their O-line wasn't great last year. Their O-line got a lot better. Chase Brown's good. T. Higgins, he stays healthy. He's good. Jamar Chase, probably best receiver in NFL. Come on, man. They got the offense. We already know that. But yeah, Joe Burrow wants to win, man, and it's just sad because that organization they try not to pay nobody. They paid the offense. Like they paid Jamar Chase, they paid T. Higgins, they paid Joe Burrow. I don't know if Chase Brown's coming up soon. They paid him, but they're like, hey, we're gonna pay the offense and we'll just patch up the defense. And I don't know if that's gonna work. You know?
I don't see it either, but we'll see. I mean, they have a shot. I mean, like I said, the Ravens. Who knows? With Jesse Minter, it seems like the players like him because they've been taking shots at Harbaugh this week about how he's working them too hard. He wasn't his attention to detail wasn't always there. So I don't know. Who knows if the Ravens, if this new coach is as good as the Ravens players are saying they are, they may be back in the top team in the AFC North. So we'll see. It's between them and between the Bengals and the Ravens, in my opinion. With the Steelers, I don't know what to make the Steelers. They're probably just going to be that team that's navigating the wild card chase for the most part. So, and we'll see about that.
Colts in the division?
No, they're in the South.
They're in the South. So who's in the division? Is Ravens? Oh, Browns, right?
Ravens, Browns, Steelers, and Bengals.
Yeah, Colts are another team to watch. Colts last year they were the best fucking team. They were beating people pretty easily until Dan Jones got hurt. So Dan Jones, they said that he looks great. They say he looks great in training camp. That he looks like he's not even the injury has done nothing to him. So if he can come back healthy and bring back that team, the receiving core might be kind of screwed a little bit with Pittman leaving. But they gave Alex Pierce money. They're saying Josh Downs is good. Tyler Warren's a great tight end. They just paid Jonathan Taylor a hell of a lot of money. We'll see.
The question is the defense, though, because that even if Dan Jones was healthy, their defense was starting to tail off a lot towards the end of the season, and that's probably why they didn't make the playoffs. So that's a big question mark with the Colts, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think one more thing I'll say is that they're not a team to watch in terms of playoffs, but the Jets. Because I watched their preseason game on Friday against the Steelers. Looks like their all lines improved. Geno Smith had a good first series. And really the question mark is they're trying to get a quarterback. And if they win like 6-7 games, it's going to be tough. Even with their additional draft pick, how are they going to move up and get that quarterback that they want? So, and if they have another bad season, Aaron Glenn's gone. So it's really what's going to happen here. Either they're going to have a decent year and they're not going to be able to get that quarterback that they want, or they're going to have another bad year and they might get their quarterback, but they're going to have to get a new coach. And the Jets don't have the best reputation, so it's a very interesting spot that the Jets are in. So that's another thing I wanted to bring up as well.
They're the Jets. They suck. They always suck.
Got any more for the AFC, or are you good at this point?
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
All right, that will do it for that. That's the only topic we have in terms of regular sports topics. And now we had the Pepper Takes. But before we go to Pepper Takes, shout out to our sponsor, Nickel Pass. Sign up for Nickel Pass today. You could download the app, pay a fee. You could get every single article you want. That's either New York Times, Daily News, Wall Street Journal, you name it. You can get it on Nickel Pass today. All right, our first Pepper Take, and this one's a tough one. Rest in peace to Hayden Panettiere. Well-known actress. She had a really stellar career. If you think about it, from the time she was born, she was doing commercials. There were some commercials I saw on Instagram. I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize she was doing that. So great career. She was on A Bug's Life. That's one of the early movies I remember watching as a kid. Remember the Titans? She was in that movie. She was on Malcolm in the Middle. She was on that show. She was well known for Heroes. That was a show that was hit on NBC in the early mid-2000s. It was a big hit. That's really caliber her superstardom. She was in Bring It On 3. She was also another show called Nashville. So she's had a stellar career, but unfortunately, what she was known for was some of the personal issues that she had in her life, and that's unfortunately that's been the story of Hollywood for many, many decades. Going back to Julie Garland, back in the 40s, 50s, she had her success with The Wizard of Oz, but drug problems, how Hollywood treated her, and unfortunately she passed away at 47 from all those issues. So, and that's been the case in Hollywood for a lot of times. There's been a lot of actresses over the years that passed away due to drugs or whatever the pressures of Hollywood, the dark underbelly of the dark side of Hollywood as well. and Hayden Panettiere, she said that in her memoir she released this year about how she was at a yacht with naked men. I mean, it's tough. She also talked about how some of her handlers gave her happy pills for her where she was at Hollywood events just to make sure she was in a good space. So stuff like that, and she also talked about how her mom, was more of a manager than a parent. The fact that she fired her just for her to be a parent again, and her mom took it the wrong way. In fact, people criticized her this week because her statement was like, "Oh, not surprised this happened." It was kind of cold. It was like, "Hey, this was your daughter, and you're not even really talking about. You're not giving her reverence. You're just saying, hey, you're just, you know what? This happened. It is what it is." It's like, come on. So it seems like in a lot of ways that Hollywood didn't protect her. Her own parents didn't seem to protect her. She also talked about postpartum depression that she had. She was out with one of the Klitschko brothers. They had a kid. And so much so that she gave up her kid to Klitschko, and her daughter lives in Ukraine with them. So it sounds like she had a lot of problems. Her brother passed away a few years ago from a heart ailment. So it seems like despite all the success that she had, it seemed that she had a lot of trouble based on Hollywood, based on parents just looking at her more of a commodity than an actual, a daughter. So, rest in peace to Hayden Panettiere. Hope that that all that suffering that she suffered is gone now. It's just sad that another Hollywood actress lost her life this soon. So that's basically all I have to say about that. Scumbag, I'll take it to you.
Yeah, I don't really follow her career too much, but I knew about her. Like you say about Hollywood, man, it's a rough business, man, and I think sometimes um, people may, and they're not even Hollywood. It's just in life, even in general. Like anxiety is something new. Like depression is really handled differently now. Like we're just coming into that era now, where back in the day, you couldn't say, "Yo, this thing gives me anxiety." It's like, man up, cut it the fuck out. Oh, I'm depressed. Like, all right, yeah, life sucks. So what? Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, especially in Hollywood, where it's a rough business, you can't afford to sit there and be like, "Oh, I need pills. I'm depressed, and the schedule was too hard for me, and this is going on, and this person passed away in my life." And there's not a lot of help for that. People don't sympathize with that in that business. They're like, "Bro, we're all going through shit. We all went through shit." Like I watch interviews on like comedians and actors, and they all have these stories growing up. Like my dad was this, my mom was that, and this, and especially when you're in that kind of business and you're coming up and you know you're failing a lot. You're trying out for this TV pilot, it didn't work. You're trying out for this movie, it didn't work. You're trying out for this, it didn't work. And you got to just brush it off. Okay, whatever, whatever, whatever. Like I watch a lot of comedy podcasts, and they always say, "Bro, we still bomb. We still go on stage and bomb." Like I just saw an interview with Chelsea Handler, and she was talking about how she was coming up, and they gave her a big spot at the Improv, and all these Hollywood execs were there, and she fucking bombed. You know what I'm saying? And she said everybody was just like, "Oh, she ain't ready, she ain't ready, she ain't ready." And she said she got lucky that one of the Hollywood execs didn't come to the show and was in LA, couldn't make it, and gave her a deal on NBC. But she thought her career was over, and she could have took it as like, "Oh, now I need pills, I need to drink," and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't. You know what I mean? So I think when you hear those stories, people don't sympathize with Hayden because they're like, "Okay, so what? Like, okay, your brother died. Get over it." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, your mom's a bitch. She's a fucking manager. She's not your mom. So fucking what? I never had a mom. Mom was never in my life. My dad was never in my life. Who fucking cares?" You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and especially, she had a kid with with Klitschko, right? Klitschko.
Yeah.
Like, come on, they grew up in Ukraine. Like, their whole life has been fucking war. You know what I mean? So she's coming up there like, "I'm depressed." And they're like, "What?" Like,
And they about she gave up custody to Klitschko because she knew
so
she was
Klitschko's
so mentally in bad state that she couldn't handle being a parent. So she just gave.
yeah. So Klitschko. So think about you trying to say something to Klitschko. Like I think Klitschko quit boxing to be like
Going up to Klitschko. So that was a tough decision for her as well.
yeah. So what I'm saying with Klitschko, You know, he quit boxing to be a political figure in Ukraine to help his people out. I think those guys even went to war and picked up guns when Ukraine went to fucking war. And those guys are like fucking hardcore. So he's like, "What? You're depressed? Give me my kid. Shut the fuck up." You know. So you think he was really in her corner, like sitting there going, "Come on, you could do this," you know. And sometimes I've been around people that are very down and depressed and prone to depression, and their life sucks and this, and it's like there's only so many times you could be like, "Come on, man, you could do this, bro. Come on, man, you could do this, bro. Come on, man, you could do this, bro." Before it takes a toll on you, and you're like, "Bro, I'm tired of every phone call with this person. I got my own shit to deal with. I'm trying to get over it. I'm not gonna tell you to get up and do what you gotta do. Like I gotta tell myself every morning, get up and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? So I think that's unfortunately the spot that she was in. And you know, when someone's that bad, sometimes you know, there's been people in Hollywood, like Cameron Diaz is one of them. Like she was just like, I'm good with Hollywood. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't act no more. And there's people out there who are strong enough to do that. Look at someone like Maya. I've seen interviews with Maya where she left the music industry. That she just does everything independent now. If it hit, the song's a hit, it's a hit. The song's not a hit, she don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? She just doesn't want to deal with the industry no more because there's just so much shady shit going on. You know what I mean? And especially for women, like how many women out there just have these stories of like this guy took his dick out when I was trying to fucking do an interview with him, and this guy just tell me, "Hey, you want this song? You gotta fuck the producer." And it's like, no, I don't want to do that, man. Like, fuck. Like maybe in the beginning they would do it. Like, all right, fuck it. It's what I gotta do. It is what it is. I'll get fucked. Big deal. All right, I'll suck.
And remember, she was a child actor for a long time, so you know the stories that have come out, like Quiet on Set movie for Nickelodeon. So there was a lot of crazy stuff going on back in the day. So who knows how much that affected her as well.
Yeah, there was a story. I think she was even saying that I heard that was on Twitter that Hayden was saying that she met an actress in Hollywood or somebody that she thought was like her mentor, and then the lady fucking took her on a boat, and then like
that's what I referenced earlier.
Yeah. That's what you were saying. Yeah, they put her in a bed with a naked guy, and they were like, "Well, fuck him." She's like, "I don't want to do this," and they're like, "Well, what are you gonna do? You're on the fucking middle of the ocean." And then now you're in a spot where like, damn, if I don't do this, am I gonna be banned from certain movies? Am I gonna lose my career? Are they gonna kill me and throw me over the boat and say that, you know what I'm saying? Like you're put in the spot. You know what I mean? And that kind of shit fucks you up mentally, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you're at a spot where it's like this is just paying your bills. You know, and you're living in a mansion already, or you have this car, or you have these bills, and you're like, do I just switch my career? Now what do I do? What, do I become a real estate agent? Or like, what do I do? You know what I mean? Like, you're fucked. So some people just can't handle it, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very taxing, and I think it just got to her. And I think, unfortunately, she was around people that didn't sympathize with her, or even cared about what she was going through. You know, like sometimes as a parent, you gotta take a step back and be like, listen, if this ain't for you, just fall back. Like, don't be an actress no more. Figure something out. I help you figure something out. Maybe I manage you into some other shit. Maybe you become an executive producer. Maybe you become a writer. Maybe you just do something else. Live with me for now, rent free. Just quit the job and we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? And her mom probably wasn't that person. Her mom probably like, oh, bitch, you gave your kid up. Bitch, you on drugs? Like, fuck out of here. I don't want to deal with you no more. You know, that's like you said. You referenced the mom kind of being cold about it. Mom's probably tired of her. I'm probably tired of her just probably throwing tantrums and being crazy and being on drugs and then not on drugs and giving the kid up and then not want to act and then does want to act and then you know what I'm saying? Like she's like, bitch, go on with your life. Like do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And then when she passed away, they probably weren't even close when she passed away. So it's probably like, hey, when you're on drugs, that's what happens. You know what I mean? And it's like, sucks. You know what I mean? It sucks. It's hard. So RIP to her. She's not suffering no more. I know people say that a lot, but it's true. You know what I mean? She's at peace now. She's not dealing with this shit no more. And maybe it's just better for her, man, because, you know, she's 36, I think it was, right?
Yeah, 36, yeah.
36, so...
She turned 37. She would turn 37 Friday, so...
Yeah, so 36. Yeah. Imagine another 15, 20 years of depression and all this bullshit, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Sucks, but RIP.
Yeah, send condolences, especially to our daughter, so, especially, so...
Yeah.
All right, no way to transition from that topic to this topic. Absurd and involves my alma mater, unfortunately, Penn State. So apparently, these two frat students, one by the name of Thomas Robinson, and another name by Agostino Abatiello, they were charged with cocaine trafficking. They were doing this from like 2023 to 2024. So basically, from what I could tell from reading a couple articles about the story, it was that these two gentlemen, they pretty much, they at first it sounded like they were just selling between themselves and other students, but then they ran out, and then they were like, all right, we need to get more. So they started going to like PA and like New York, because I think one of them's from New York, to get the cocaine, and then they were using it. They were basically using it to they used it as pledges for their fraternities, for parties, events, and stuff like that. They were just selling it off to other students, and they got found out because these aren't smart criminals. Apparently, like one of them had a Venmo with their name on it, so that's how the feds were able to figure it out. That's how they got caught. So my thoughts on it is like basically, I was at Penn State when the Sandusky stuff was happening, so I know how things are over there. So Penn State's lucky because this could have been a lot worse. Who knows if they were involved with some other type of who knows if they had like other connections to like other criminal activity involved. So luckily it was just contained mainly to frat brothers selling cocaine and stuff like that. So in that sense, I think they were lucky. So, but in terms of this is probably going on a lot of schools. Maybe not to this degree, but it's probably going on in other schools like this. It's just I think they just got too cocky, basically, that they were like, oh, nothing's gonna happen to us, and they saw the money coming in, they just kept going on it, and unfortunately they got caught, and now one of them got caught was bailed out because I think one of his father was involved with it. Apparently, he got charged as well. He was able to post bail at $1 million, so shows you how much money that family has. So we'll see what happens with them. But to me, I just look at it and say, I'm for my own, I'm happy that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Could have been a lot worse. So I know we made some jokes about it in the group chat about it, but overall, it's just, you know what? It is what it is. You know what they say about cocaine? Cocaine is, there's a certain demographic that's their drug of choice. So that's the best I can say about it.
I don't know, bro. It's just weird. It's just weird. And then they made it into like the frat or hazing. They're making the fucking new recruits sell the drugs for them. Like it's just fucking nuts, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like what kind of the hazing sometimes in these big fraternities are fucking insane. Like I know someone who's in a fraternity around here in Jersey at NJCU, and I'm like, oh, what'd you do to be in a fraternity? He's like, I don't want to say it, but their shit is on a small scale compared to what these big, you know,
University,
fraternities
yeah.
do, man. It's just insane what they do, you know. And even Penn State, I think a couple years ago, someone died from hazing.
I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't remember the
Yeah, it was
details.
a couple years ago. I think it was that a student died from one of their hazing rituals. It's like, come on, man. Why you just got to be so extra? Like you're making these guys sell cocaine, and then one of them dies. Like, why is the hazing got to be so ridiculous? You know what I mean? It can't just be some like, all right, go like do some Diddy shit. Go give me a cheesecake. Walk a mile, give me a cheesecake or some shit. Like, why I gotta be like, yeah, hold these 2 bricks, you know what I'm saying, over your shoulders with fucking 2 suspenders holding fucking grenades and shit. Like, why is it gotta be all this? Like, I just don't understand. But I guess it's tradition. I don't know. But this more was more of was more making money. The father was involved. He's a
Yeah.
lawyer in New York. He's trying to suppress a lot of fucking, evidence coming out. He's a prominent lawyer, so as you can see, the story's big, but not as big. He maybe has connections in the media. Maybe he has connections with certain people that there's like, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing. Like they're keeping this kind of under wraps. It looks like, plus it's a prominent, university. They don't want this to. This isn't the first scandal. What happened to Sandusky? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
another scandal that they're trying to be like, oh man, here we go with this shit. Like for a student to pass away from hazing, that's another scandal. That's like, come on, what is there just gonna stop? And it's like they're keeping it under wraps for that too. They don't want Penn State to have a bad reputation. You know what I mean? But it's just like I don't know, man. Like you said, I'm pretty sure it goes on to other fraternities. I'm pretty sure these big money kids are doing a lot of illegal shit that hasn't been caught yet. And like you said,
They were just dumb about it.
They were
just dumb about it.
You're taking money through Venmo. Like you don't take money through digital kind of shit, dude.
Yeah.
For drugs,
especially if you have your name on it. You got your name on it, your username as your. I'm like, come on, people are gonna figure it out right away.
Yeah, that's drug dealing 101. You don't fucking take digital. That shit got to be straight cash. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially these cops are. I know cops. They're in your phones, dude. They're in your phones. They're following you on social media. There's drones that literally fly over neighborhoods and
those
watch.
SWAT cameras that people are talking about now, in terms of people spying on you and stuff. They got all this stuff. They can find you. They can find us easily just like that.
Yeah, ring cameras and all type of shit, bro. There's cameras everywhere. Like police, people don't know this shit. Police, especially in neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, there's drones that fly around and watch you leave your house every day. If you're a suspect, you're being watched. If you're selling guns and drugs, they're watching you. You just don't know it yet. They're following you on social media. They have undercover people buying drugs off you. They're just building a case off you. They're not gonna just take that one gun and be like, okay, cool. They're gonna be like, half the time they'll have somebody sell drugs to undercover. Undercover's like, bring it to the fucking higher ups, and they're like, well, let's see if we catch someone bigger than this guy. Let's just keep it, Then you think you get away with it? You didn't get away with it. They're just watching you. They're waiting for the 10th. They're waiting for the 10th drug to be sold. Then they go, okay, we got this guy, this guy, this guy. That's the whole RICO case. They want to catch 30 people. They don't want to catch one guy. You know what I mean? So, like you said, they thought they get away with it. They're rich. They're white. They don't know shit about really drugs like that. Their dad's a fucking $1 million lawyer. They just thought they'd get away with this shit, and they didn't. And that's just what happened. They got caught. So, I don't know. Me personally, if you're a fucking millionaire, right, and you're a $1 million lawyer, and your kid's in Penn State, why are you selling drugs? That shit's meant for people like who are like on Section 8 and they have no way out the hood or some shit. Like that was meant for selling drugs, but I don't know. I mean, look at the fucking scandal with the Contra scandal, the Iran Contra scandal. It's from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the president and the fucking government need to be bringing in drugs from Colombia and bringing it into the hood and distributing it out and making all this money? Why? You're the government. You don't have to do it, but they get greedy. That's all it is. All it is, they want more money and they get greedy. So they got caught, and that's it. It's a wrap for them. They're gonna go on trial. I don't know how you get out of this. The dad's a lawyer. I guess he can figure something out. But if the evidence is there, you're done. The least is gonna happen is that you're banned from Penn State, and maybe banned from every college. They'll go to community college. But it'll be all right. They make so much money. He'll work for his dad's firm or some shit. He'll be all right.
If they let him. That's a funny thing. Apparently he was the Robson kid. He was because I think I posted on the group chat that he was ready to start law school. So
don't make no sense, bro.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And apparently he thought when he got arrested, he thought it was a prank. He thought it was a prank that they were pranking him. We're like, no, they had you marked, man. They had you marked.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right. Our last pepper take is the Netflix A Different World sequel series trailer got released. And my thoughts on it were I could see where they were going. They're trying to do more of a Bel Air type of a show because Bel Air was a hit. that was more of like a reboot or actual a dramatic reboot of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But I felt like it was kind of odd because I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a sitcom, it's supposed to be a dramatic series, and really, I did like the fact that they had some of the returning like Kadeem Hardison and Jasmine Guy, Cree Summer, Darren M. Bell. So it was good to see a lot of those returning cast. But I just felt like I don't know what they're trying to do with this. Is this like a is this supposed to be a drama? Is it supposed to be a sitcom? It's supposed to be a little bit of both? I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it. So I don't know. I think it would have been cleaner if it was just a straight reboot like they did with Bel-Air, where it was just a new version of Whitley, a new version of Dwayne, all the characters that we know from a different world. See if that could have worked. But we'll see. We'll see. I could be wrong. This could turn out to be a good sequel series to A Different World. I don't know. Those are my thoughts. Scummag, did you watch the trailer in any way?
Yeah, I watched it. So Jasmine Guy is in it. Her daughter is going to Hillman now. I don't know if Dwayne. I don't know if the Dwayne.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see him in the trailer. He was in the trailer.
He was in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the dad, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's to bring back a little bit of the old nostalgia. I think the daughter, she looks like she's gonna be something. I don't know. From the trailer I saw it.
Yeah.
She looks like she has something to her. Like there's something there. I think she'll probably get more acting gigs when the show's over. I think there's something to her there. I don't know if the show's gonna be a hit. We'll see. I just think these remakes are tough to make, especially when you're making off of like a big hit show. Like it's just hard. There was so many stars in that show that really didn't go anywhere after the show. I think Jasmine Guy did a couple of movies. Kadeem Hardison, he kind of got good in Black Hollywood, like the Wayans brothers and other people, and he did some movies. I think he did Vampire in Brooklyn. He did a couple.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
And supposedly
he did a basketball movie with Marlon Wayans. I remember too.
Huh?
He did some basketball movie with Marlon Wayans. I remember too.
That's right. He did Six Man.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. Yeah. So I think I've heard some black comedians kind of talk about Kadeem Hardison, like, oh man, that's my boy right there. That's my boy right there. So he made his rounds after the show. But anybody else really didn't do much after that. It
was more voice acting. Like she did a lot of voice acting because a lot of the cartoons I watched back in the 90s.
Yeah, she did a lot of voice acting. She did Rugrats. She did a lot.
Yeah.
She did a lot. It was really supposed to be for Lisa Bonet, but then when she did that,
she got pregnant. Cosby didn't like that, so
yeah, she did a movie too. She did like a horror movie where she was like naked in it.
Yeah.
And then Cosby was like, "Oh hell no," you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to kind of like. I think Bel-Air was like a reboot. I think season 1 was like a hit, and then season 2 kind of like, and then after that kind of just tailed off. Like it's hard to remake. Come on, Will Smith and Carlton and Hillary Banks and Ashley and Uncle Phil. Everybody was a fucking star in that show. The Butler was a star. Like, come on, it's hard to remake these shows, dude. It's very fucking hard.
But I give them credit for not trying to do a straight sitcom reboot. They just went with the drama. They were like, "Hey, we're not trying to do a sitcom.
Yeah, they're going with the drama more. Sitcoms are kind of dying out. Like sitcoms are kind of cooked. Like the studio audience and all that shit. Like that's kind of like in the past.
Because it's too expensive to make.
Yeah. So those days are kind of over. So they're more doing like the dramatic thing. Mm-hmm. But I think these people should just stick to trying to make new shit. You know what I mean? You could try, you got, new shows like The Bear and, like, it's not new, but like Breaking Bad and, other new shows that are created.
Yeah, Abbott Elementary is my favorite new show. So
which one?
Abbott Elementary.
Yeah. It's just like a rendition of The Office.
Pretty much. But about schools though. But it works.
Yeah. But it has their own legacy. It has their own thing going on. So like I think they should stick to just doing new shit. I think remaking shit is tough. It's tough. Like when we grew up, like all the shows we saw were like new. Fresh Prince was new. Martin was new. The Wayne's
Good
Brothers was
Mistake.
new. King of Queens was new. Seinfeld was new. Like they didn't go back and say, let's remake Sanford and Son. No, they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They didn't say, let's remake the Cara Burnett show and I Love Lucy, and they didn't do that. They didn't do that. They just made new shit. Even though
Some
a lot of it
they took some stuff from those shows. Probably they
from
took some
those shows,
different
because
inspiration. Yeah.
all those shows are basically a rendition from the Honeymooners. The Honeymooners basically spawned all that King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond and fucking, I Love Lucy, and that was, All in the Family, and all that shit came from the Honeymooners. That husband-wife aspect. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Where like the wife is like, the husband's always getting in trouble with the wife. Like that's like the blueprint there, and they kind of all be renditions off that. But they still made their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I think you just gotta keep making your own thing, man. Like I think all these remakes are kind of just whack. They do it with movies too, and it just falls apart. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it
Look
just
at that Ghostbusters female reboot. It was like,
terrible. They did the one with the kids, like the kids are in it, like the younger, like you can't, like those guys. Come on, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, and come on, those guys are megastars, dude.
yeah.
Like you can't just do new shit, man. Like I like how Judd Apatow kind of went with his comedy, and he created stars like fucking
Jonah
Seth Rogen
Hill,
and fucking Jonah
Mike
Hill, and
Cera. Yeah.
yeah, like Bill Hader was like a fucking cop in Superbad, like like they created these stars off their own shit. You know what I mean? Like just do your own shit, man. Create your own kind of thing going on. I think trying to remake something is just it's hard, because you can't remake stars, dude. You can't like
Especially
come on, man.
today, like we talked about a couple weeks ago on the pod, it's like the modern culture is different now. It's not a TV world anymore. With social media, you can see anybody anytime you want. You can talk, interact with anybody anytime you want. So it's much harder to make a organic star now, especially in an age of social media where we get everything instantly, just like that.
That definitely adds to it. That was an aspect that you brought up that I didn't really think of. So yeah, definitely that's an aspect. I just think it's a societal thing. I think we grew up, we had so many stars because people wanted to be individuals. People would see
Mhm.
somebody and be like, "Oh man, that's my hero," but I want to do my thing. I want to create my own legacy. But these people now just go, "Oh, that worked. I'm going to do that." And there was a Big Daddy Kane said it in the Art of Rap. He said, "When you follow a trend, when that trend dies, you die," and that's the truth. So like when you're following these people and doing just what works, like once that shit's dead, like one day, 15 years from now, Instagram's gonna be gone, be something different. Twitter's gonna be gone to be something different. Are you
Yeah.
gonna be able to transition to those new social media ideals after it's all said and done? You might not, because your whole fucking your whole thing is just what everyone on Instagram's doing. Like I got a couple friends that send me memes all the time, and I watch them a lot. Bro, I must see the same like idea of skit done 20 times. I'm like, I just saw that skit. Like you're just doing like your own thing of it. Like you're just stealing it and then putting you in it. Like that
Yeah, that's
isn't
why
doing
Goofy.
nothing.
That's why his skits work because it's like, yo, it's so elaborate and creative. It's like, yo, who thinks of
Yeah,
stuff like this? Yeah.
he doesn't do a lot of them, and then when he does it, he puts a lot of money into it, a lot of thought into it, and it's his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's crazy. It's the same thing with music. Like my friend sent me a freestyle recently, and the guy's like rapping about, because he thinks like everything that I like, if it's a conscious rap, I love it. Like, no, it's not true. Like some conscious rap is like, I don't want to hear that shit. And not because it's whack, it's just because I'm not hearing any new information.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I used to hear Tupac, even when I hear Kendrick now, I always feel like I heard something new. Like I heard Nas, I heard something new. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even something so small like a Nas line when he's like, um, my success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something new. Like you never hear somebody go, you know what? I wish you success, even though you don't wish me that. And it sounds something small, but it's something that you don't hear a lot. And I think that doesn't happen a lot in this kind of creative world now. I feel like I hear the same shit. The guy rapping he sent me was like, "Hey, you're on the block selling drugs. Do you own that block?" And I'm like, I heard that like 100 times, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's
that's not
not
original at
new,
all.
dude. Great, awesome, awesome. Let me hear something new, dude. And it's like these people don't read new information. They just see what's on social media. It sounds cool, and they spit it out. When we grew up, people actually read books. People actually looked at things that other people weren't looking at. And like you said, social media adds to that also too, because now the world's connected. Back in the day, it was individual, because if I'm in New York, right, and I'm constantly consuming New York comedy, New York music, New York movies. When a Southern movie came out, when a Southern rapper came out, when a Southern comedian came out, it was different. It was like, whoa, what is this? The accent's different. The whole lifestyle's different. The way they dress is different. Everything was different. So it was new. It was fresh. Now social media, all these people are dressing the same. From fucking the south to the north to the west, they all dress the fucking same. They all rap the fucking same. They all look the fucking same. They all act the fucking same. They all doing the same kind of movies. Like it's all the same shit now. There's no individuality anymore. So that's when you do these remakes. It's hard. You're not gonna find another Will Smith. You're not gonna find another Carlton Banks, Uncle Phil. Like it's not. You're not. You're not gonna find Dwayne Wade. You're not gonna find like look at the guest stars. Even is gonna be hard. Tupac was a guest star in a different world.
Yeah,
Pinky came from a different world. I forgot about her too.
yeah, she was in the trailer too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like Tupac was a fucking guest in a different world. Like who are you gonna have in a different world? A special guest and be a young boy. Like who are you gonna put? That you're gonna be like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
who
Yeah,
the fuck are you gonna put? What they do is they put the old stars. Like you said, they're gonna put Jada Pinkett. They're gonna put nostalgia in it because they can't put anybody that's like new in there. Who's gonna put Little Yachty? You want to see Little Yachty in a different world? You don't give a. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this dumb shit? I don't want to see him in here. Remember back in the day, used to have a show, and then Snoop Dogg come out, be like, oh.
yeah, they hype it up. They coming up next week. It's guest star Snoop Dogg. I'm like,
Yeah, you would tune in like, oh shit. Oh, coming out next week, Boyz II Men's gonna be on the LL Cool J show. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? Like now, who? And then
I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah.
Yeah, who you gonna put? Oh, let's get Nicki Minaj. Like she's old. Like who you gonna get? This is the problem, and this is where we're gonna end up 15, 20 years from now. Like, but we're in a thing now where it's gonna just be recyclable content. That's it. That's all they care about is money. It's recyclable content. That's all they're gonna do. You suck. See you later. You come in. You replace this. Listen, this person's doing this. Just do what they do. You're out. You're in. That's it. That's gonna be the new entertainment from now on. It's gonna be you. You're old now. Put the young guy doing what he does. That's it. They're gonna just keep switching them in and out. There's gonna be no individuality. That's where the summer blockbusters don't exist anymore. When we grew up, it was summer blockbusters. That was the fucking thing. Summertime. What are the movies that are coming? They competed. Independence Day, Die Hard, fucking Jurassic Park. This. I just saw a thing where they said that.
Odyssey. I think that's why the Odyssey hit so much this year, because it was just like something different. It was like, even though the obviously the Odyssey's a legendary known piece of fiction, but the way Christopher Nolan did it, he did it in such a unique way that it hit. So,
but look at this. This is what I heard somebody say too, which is true. Christopher Nolan is the last director where you're going to the movie theater to see the director's a star.
Yeah,
you know, he's one of the
Coogler
last.
Too. Coogler, I think Coogler's getting there too.
He's getting there. Yeah, he's getting there, but he's not there yet. But he's getting there. But like when we grew up, that was also a thing. Martin Scorsese and Ridley Scott, and
Michael Mann,
Michael Mann, and fucking Steven Spielberg. Yeah, those guys don't it doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I saw they were showing movie posters how they change over the years. The movie posters now sell the stars, they sell the actors. Well, the movie posters back in the day, they sold the plot in the movie. Look at the Jurassic Park emblem. That was the poster. The poster was a circle with a T-Rex bone skeleton in it. That's it, and that sold the movie.
I remember as a kid, the speed poster. It was just like a bus running through, and I was like, "Oh!" I remember that. I never watched the movie until like years later, but I always remembered it vividly. That speed poster when I was in downtown North as a kid, it just boom, it just sold it.
Now, if you see all the posters, all the actors are in the fucking poster. That's what it is. It's like, it's just different now, bro, and it's just unfortunate. It sucks because I think these new kids are just robbed of that. They don't know because they didn't grow up when we grew up, so they don't miss it. They don't whatever it is now is what it is now. But I just look back and be like, damn, y'all really gonna miss out on some really cool shit because the 90s and the 2000s, man, we had some fucking shit, dude, that was just legendary. Even the 70s and think about that. Think about in the 70s, like, right? I'm talking about Johnny Carson, right? So Johnny Carson used to average every night like 200 million viewers. Like some
that's probably like a week because he's probably had like 20 million viewers a night. So that probably
it was like 200. It was some crazy number. I couldn't even believe it. It was like, and they said back in the day, your show in the 70s, your show would be canceled if you couldn't get 150 million viewers. That's insane. You know what I'm saying?
In the 90s, if your show wasn't making like at least 20 million viewers, they would get rid of your show.
Yeah, 20 million viewers now. Dude, 20 viewers now is like
if you get 10, you're good.
Like,
you're good. Yeah.
You're locked in for 5 seasons. Your contract is signed for like how many million viewers does X-Men 97 get or like Invincible get? They're not getting 20 million, but they're getting that 3, 4, 5th season. You know what I'm saying? Because they're getting enough viewers that you're like, all right, fuck it, let's just renew it. But those is different now because back in the day we didn't have social media. We had just TV. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially back in the 70s, you had TV
4 channels.
And radio. That's it. You had TV
and
radio.
Cable.
Yeah. You didn't have cable. You had 11 channels. So that's why you were like, oh, Johnny Carson tonight. That's what you look forward to. And everybody ran home on your neighborhood to watch Johnny Carson every night. That's why you had 200 fucking million viewers. Everybody, I Love Lucy came on. It was like everybody ran home to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Sanford and Son, these shows, people ran home to see these shits. And that was the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? Now with so much shit going on, dude, it's insane. My friends are like, you watch the show? I'm like, my friends now, like, you watch the show? I'm like, no. You watch this movie? I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, I can't watch everything. It's insane. I can't. Yeah. Just to watch the sports alone, I can't watch every sports game. Like, you go on Saturday, fucking, there's 20 preseason games. I can't. There's 8 of them at 1 o'clock. I can't watch all of them. It's fucking possible. Your TV can't even fucking do it. You can put 4 games at a time. Like, you can't even fucking watch them.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
That's what the best thing to do is watch Red Zone, because it's like, all right, I can watch them all kind of at once. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much content out there. It's too much. It's way too much. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I went on a fucking little fucking rant over there, but we'll see how the show goes. But I think the girl, we'll see if I'm right or wrong on this. I think she will come out. She could be a star coming off this, but I think when I watched the trailer, I think she kind of stole the show. She's gonna look like she got some pizzazz to her. She got some starness to her. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. And, if the show does well, it's a good spot for her to, say, hey, my first big break was a reboot of a legendary show from the 80s. So.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that does it for the podcast this week. As always, you can follow us on PGN Pod. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That's on TikTok. And that is on, am I forgetting something? Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Nah, I think YouTube, because YouTube bringing the real TV.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube. There we go, YouTube. So, yeah, you can follow us on those 4 platforms. Obviously, St. Zai, he's been killing it in terms of all these content that he's having. A lot of content, especially a lot of views, a lot of comments on TikTok. I've been seeing them, so we've been doing it all. So
Yeah.
thanks for we reached 100 subscribers on both TikTok and YouTube, so we're happy about that. If you want to watch the video version, Bring the Real TV. There's more than just a podcast on Bring the Real TV. Scumbag, you've done a lot of hip hop work throughout the years, so you can also check that out as well.
I did. I'm not doing as much anymore. I think I'm done with it because it's just like it's just ridiculous. I think it's just the New Jersey hip hop scene in general. I got tired of it. Maybe if I was in Atlanta or LA or some other fucking place, I'd probably be more like excited about it. But it's just that's a whole nother pod to talk about. The New Jersey hip hop scene is just ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah. So and then you can listen to audio versions on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. So that would do it for us. Hopefully, Sake's will be back with us next week. But until then, enjoy the rest of the weekend, folks.
Yeah, we're out.